Let's take it across now to Mohandas Pai, the former CFO and HR head of Infosys, who joins us. Mr. Pai, I appreciate you joining us here again on CNBC TV 18. A reiteration of what we've been reporting here, coming in officially from the board at this point in time. Important to note now is what the road ahead looks like. Mr. Seshasayee there saying that, look, a lot of these issues have been dealt with. We believe that the severance issue is now a dead issue. We will put a policy in place to ensure that none of this is repeated in the future. We value different points of view. We have appointed Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas to work out a framework of governance. Do you believe that this will now bring to closure some of the issues that have concerned founders and forge out a path ahead?
Shireen, first of all, on the CFO issue, what has been said today in the press conference is not right at all. Let me give you data. In October 2015, a press release was made saying the CFO stepping down. Contrary to what the company is saying, is a separate from the employment package. The employment agreement, nobody has more than 3 months, ever a 3-month separation in India. Nobody has that.
Yes.
I don't know anybody has that. Now they signed a separate agreement. You don't sign a severance agreement when a person goes voluntarily. So there is something that has happened for him to go. And most people know the reason why it happened. I think the chairman has got to be straight and honest and say what happened and say that, look, they will remedy the situation, not pussy put on, not do that. This is not good corporate governance. This is not good corporate. There's been a system weakness. There's been a governance weakness. It's best to accept, yes, we have made a mistake. We'll remedy the mistake. We accept the suggestions given by Narayan Murthy and we'll go along. We want to work together. But instead of justifying what has been done, I think it's totally wrong.
Okay, so, while they will continue to justify, some of the decisions that were taken, and you may not necessarily agree with the justification, Mr. Pai, but let's talk about the road ahead, because this sort of public battle, this public airing of differences is not good for the company. It's not good for the company's future. It's not good as far as shareholder value is concerned. So if I were to ask you about what this governance framework that Mr. Seshasayee said that Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas is going to put together, what would you expect to see? What should it look like?
Shireen, what kind of governance framework will any lawyer put in? The corporate governance norms are known. The chairman has to be an independent person. The chairman has to have a counterpoint. The chairman should make sure the CEO is under control. The board has to make sure that governance and management, there is a difference. Governance is the highest level. Creation of shareholder value has to be the objective of the board. And the board has to interact with shareholders. Everybody knows this. It's been common. I don't know what framework they're going to put there in future. They have a nomination.
But Mr. Pai, if I could interrupt you. If I could interrupt you, yes, there are shareholders, which include the founders, but there are other shareholders. For instance, if you look at what investors are saying, Oppenheimer and other funds coming out in support of Vishal Sikka, in support of the current management strategy. And I understand that the founders are not questioning management strategy as much as they're questioning governance issues. But investors at this point in time believe in the Infosys strategy, believe in the current management strategy to take the company forward.
Shireen, this is about governance, not about management. About management too, I heard the CEO talking about in the analyst conference, and he said productivity has gone up. 17,000 people are hired 1 year, next year 5,000. But per capita income has come down in the last 6 quarters by 7 to 8%. So productivity is still not kicking in. I think the company has to be upfront, honest, and say what is the issue, and not bluster. Yes, some of the shareholders have said, said that support the management, but the Oppenheimer gentleman had no business talking about any other people. He must talk for himself what he wants the company to do. People who are 13% have a right to talk. And this deep governance issue raises question of trust, and that matter has to be settled. Now the future is very clear. The board has to be restructured. Confidence has to be restored in the board, and this matter to an independent investigation has to be put behind. And a proper structure has to be known. Structure is known. That means what we essentially
an independent investigation into what, Mr. Pai?
Independent investigation into what was paid to the CFO, why it was paid. Because
there was an investigation that was done by the company, sir.
Yes, that has to be made public. Let them make it public. If the investigation is made public, which is in good corporate governance, then the matter will be set to rest. If somebody says something,
Okay.
you have an investigation, then the investigation is public. Put in the public domain. Why sit on that? See, Shireen,
Okay, so-
corporate governance is a question of trust between the board of directors and all other people. The trust has to be restored. Trust has been broken. People have to accept they made a mistake. They will not do it again. They'll get along.
Okay, that is coming straight from the former CFO and former head of HR at Infosys. That's it for now, the special broadcast. Thanks very much for watching CNBC TV 18.